Hope you enjoyed our previous videos. Today we are back with another interesting video. Today's video is about theories of emotions.
Welcome, curious minds. Today, we're taking a fascinating journey into the enchanting world of emotions. Buckle up as we explore some mind-blowing theories that unravel the secrets behind those feelings that make us human. Let's dive in. The first theory is James-Lange Theory of emotion. According to this theory, stimulus that is a threatening object lead to arousal that is body reaction to stimulus and which leads to emotion that is subjective experience. The James-Lange theory of emotion, proposed in the 1880s, suggests that physical changes in the body come first, and then lead to the experience of emotion. According to the theory, emotions are caused by bodily sensations. For example, you might become happier when you smile, or you might be afraid because you run. The theory proposes that emotions are essentially the way our physical body reacts to an event. Emotion labels like fear, disgust, and anger are labels that we use to describe the way our body changes after the event occurs. The theory states that our emotions are caused by our interpretation of bodily reactions. For example, your heart beating wildly would lead you to realize that you are afraid. The second theory is Cannon-Bard theory of emotions. According to this theory of emotion, when there is a stimulus present, it elicits subcortical activity in the brain, which then leads to autonomic arousal, and it elicits emotion towards the stimulus. The theory was developed by Walter Bradford Cannon and Philip Bard. The Cannon-Bard theory of emotion is a physiological model that explains how emotions and physiological reactions occur simultaneously. It's also known as the thalamic theory of emotion. The theory states that the lower part of the brain, the thalamus, controls emotional experience, while the higher part of the brain, the cortex, controls the expression of emotion. The theory suggests that these two parts of the brain react simultaneously. The theory also states that stimulating events trigger feelings and physical reactions that occur at the same time. For example, seeing a snake might prompt both the feeling of fear and a racing heartbeat. The next is Schachter-Singer Theory of emotion. The two-factor theory of emotion states that emotion is based on two factors. They are physiological arousal and cognitive label or appraisal. The theory was developed by psychologists Stanley Schachter and Jerome E. Singer in the 1960s. The Schachter-Singer theory of emotion, also known as the two-factor theory of emotion, is a theory that states that emotion is the result of two factors: physiological arousal, cognitive processes. The theory explains that people use cues from their immediate environment to inform their emotions. The theory suggests that emotions are not a simple response to stimuli but rather the result of the complex interaction between physiological arousal and cognitive interpretation. The fourth theory of emotion is Cognitive Appraisal Theory. When there is a stimulus is present, our body responds to it, that is the arousal, which then leads to emotion, that is the subjective feelings, and then it leads to fight or flight response to the stimulus, which Lazarus named as action. The cognitive appraisal theory of emotion is a psychological theory that suggests that our emotional response to a situation is based on our interpretation of it. It's also known as the Lazarus theory, named after psychologist Richard Lazarus who developed it. The theory emphasizes the role of the mind's ability to place physiological sensations into context to assess what's going on. It suggests that the way we interpret the event determines our emotions. This means that different interpretations of the same event could cause people to experience different emotions.